Alright guys, today we have another NIO update. So welcome back to the video. For those who are new, feel free to subscribe, but all I really ask is that you smash that like button. Now let's get right into the video. What I'm going to do is a quick technical analysis, just high level, some key support and resistance levels. We'll talk about some patterns, we'll talk about today's movement, and then go from there. So this platform I'm using is called Thinkorswim. It's offered by TD Ameritrade. Check the link above to get you started. Here's NIO. Here's the 180-day chart for this company. Let's talk about what happened today, because today was a very strange day. So this is everything that happened today. This is the 1 day, 1 minute chart. Every candle represents 1 minute at a time. So today we started off pretty nice, actually. We had a nice run up to start off the morning. You know, we were up at highs of 55.28. You know, we were up about 2%. We started flatlining, and then out of nowhere, we had about this 8% drop. So there's a couple things I want to talk about this day, okay? I think we can piecemeal this a little bit here. I think it's telling a story here. So let's talk about this morning a little bit. So like I said, this morning we saw a nice run up, and then we entered consolidation. So let's ignore that entire drop, okay? It did happen, but let's say it didn't happen. What would have actually happened? So in my opinion, I think we still consolidated a little bit, but I think the consolidation is just, it's telling us that we're still being tested net overall. Let me show you why. We're consolidating around that $54 point. I've been calling out $54 as a key resistance level that we need to break in my past few videos. If I take a step back here, right, and I highlight that $54 mark about, right? Aside from the drop, we sat around there all day today. Again, so we were testing that 54, right? I think that's good that we saw that consolidation. Again, just pay attention to the first half of this story first, okay? I think we saw a lot of good consolidation. Consolidation is good because it means, hey, are we going to break that point? We did a little bit momentarily, but then we came back down. We still flatlined. So let's talk about the second half of the story, because it's a load of bullshit. So this right here essentially is from today's riots. Everyone knows about it. Everyone knows what's going on. These guys are I don't know what you thought. You can't just rush into there's so much wrong with that rioting, okay? First of all, we're making history, so that's interesting. But aside from that movement, like, what do you think is gonna happen, guy? You're gonna go to prison for probably a couple of years. I mean, whatever, have fun with it. But either way, I think that's why we had that sell-off. Buy the dip. That's what I did today. I bought into the dip. I saw this huge sell-off. Now, I think there's a little bit of a story here with this sell-off. Okay, I actually almost like that this happened. Two reasons why. One, it's discounted leading up to NIO Day, okay? Two, it's telling a huge story about a previous support level that I called out in my last few videos. Let's talk about that a little more. So look where we bounced, and we bounced substantially off that point, right? We shot straight down. Nope. Consolidated extremely well around here, and then shot back up. Now, again, I think there's something else that we're missing here. Take a look at this, okay? In my last few videos, I talked about a key support level. I talked about if we start entering bearish territory, right? Last video, I said worst case scenario, we're going to test at about that $50 support line. And let me draw that in for you, okay? Let me show you why I called that out, and let me show you why it's important that we bounce off that today. So I said about $50. Now, we bounced around 49 to 50, technically speaking. I'm going to draw it in just about that $50 mark, okay? Now, this is important because it emphasizes the fact of taking a look at the whole picture, right? You can see we've tested here a few times previously, right? Just going across this line here, right? We tested here a few times, and we actually really struggled to break through that the last few days here. Once we shot through, we finally stayed within that 50s territory, lower 50s. But now we bounce off it again, okay? This is crucial, guys, okay? Again, I think there were some good things that came out of here. We got to see, you know, what's going on big picture, right? Big picture, I think we're still holding strong. Again, I think we're still struggling to break about that $54 mark. So I'm going to set a resistance level that I'm identifying as a key resistance at about that 54, let's call it 54.35 mark, okay? Then I'm identifying a key support at about that $50 mark. And as you can see, again, it's just attesting to the fact that you should, again, take a step back. You can see 54.35. We've struggled here previously, and we're struggling here a lot now, okay? So not all bad things came out. We got to see some fundamentals go into play. We got to see the power of support and resistance levels. Let me learn you a little bit here, son. Let me learn you, motherfucker. All right, let's go check out some patterns. So I'm going to show you guys some patterns today. Again, I'm not an expert, but I think I'm seeing one of two things here. Share below in those comments. I'm not too sure. So the second half of today, I'm seeing a few things, okay? I'm seeing either a bearish pennant, okay? So I'm gonna draw that in. So essentially a bearish pennant, it's a pennant pattern that is coming off some negative momentum, and the intent is that it will continue to be negative, okay? Now, again, it's just a pattern. Don't freak out here. I'm just going to draw that in so you guys can learn a little bit, right? So we had that shoot down, and typically out of these pennant patterns, right, we'll squeeze about here, and then we'll potentially continue on with bearish momentum, okay? We didn't do that. We came out of the pattern actually consolidating a lot in aftermarket hours. Now, the other pattern I'm potentially seeing as well is an ascending triangle. Again, let me know what you guys are thinking in those comments, but essentially what that is this right here, right? An ascending triangle, generally speaking. So you guys let me know what you think in those comments. The reason why I'm questioning an ascending triangle is only because it's coming off that huge negative momentum. Typically when ascending triangle, it starts positive, enters the triangle, and then leaves positive. But I've also seen ascending triangles go into play with like Bitcoin, for example. I'll show you this example to the side here, where we can come off bearish momentum and then enter into a bullish momentum pattern, okay? So some good things there. Again, let me know what you guys are thinking in those motherfucking comments, baby. So yes, we did have a pullback. Yes, it doesn't look good at face value, but there are some good things we can find in here, okay, guys? So always take this as a lesson. Again, the market can go in any direction, and this is where you got to use caution and utilize risk management, okay? So I like what I'm seeing. Again, it is what it is. Things like this happen. The market's crazy. With that being said, I think we are, if we weren't already, entering into some market uncertainty. So use that word of caution. But let's jump into the profile, man. You guys know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Volume profile indicator. Let's get it. All right, here's the volume profile indicator. There's only a little bit we can do with this today, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we can utilize this indicator to, again, tell a story. And this is more for the current price action, okay? With this volume indicator, these big humps here on the side, again, that's where price likes to gravitate towards. Any gaps in between those humps, we can expect quite a bit of price movement. And you can kind of see that being reciprocated across, right? As I go straight across here, where this gap is, you know, you can see we experience some tremendous swinging around those periods, right? Again, it's just an indicator. It doesn't always have to follow suit, okay? But with this volume profile indicator, one thing I talked about is how we can use this if we're looking at both bearish and bullish cases. So let's first talk about the bullish cases, because bulls are fucking awesome. So if we're a bull, right, I think here's what's going to happen next. I identified that key resistance level again. Let's call it 54.35. So I'm going to draw that in really quick. Okay, we identified that there. And then we talked about that key support level at about $50 that we've been seeing consistently hit, okay? Now, if we start going bullish, obviously the next play here is to see whether or not we can break that 54 mark. We really need to break that. We have struggled consistently the last 3 days, but again, it's also showing some good things here, right? We're in low 50s territory. We're leading up to NIO Day. We still have 2 days left to trade this week prior to NIO Day, which is coming up on Saturday. So use all that, keep it in mind, okay? Now, again, with this market uncertainty, it is unfortunate. It's going to take a little bit more to kind of hit that nice $60 price a lot of us are looking at for NIO Day. But with that being said, again, I mean, anything's possible, right? Just like this 8% drop today. What if we see a 10% push tomorrow? We saw that, what, 2 trading days ago? So again, keep all that in mind. Anything can happen. Stay positive, okay? Ultimately, this is a great company. This is a great stock. Now, let's talk about bearish, okay? Let's talk about the worst case scenario. Now, you're kind of getting the gist here, right? If I'm either in bearish or bullish territory, whatever direction we go, we're going to get tested a few times on the way there. I want you guys to look at this as like a ladder or stair step, right? We had to climb each ladder step, right, on the way up or on the way down, whatever, bears. But my point is, let's talk about those next levels we need to hit. We talked about it for the bull case, right? We need to get back up to that 54.35 point and smash through it like we attempted to this morning. Now, for all those fucking bears out there, let's take a look. So here's one thing I'm seeing, guys, okay? Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. So I think the next place we test, right? Let's say we're still floating around $50. I think the next place we test, if we start going a little more bearish here, is about $47.50. And let me draw that in for you, and then I will talk a little more to that, okay? So $47.50 is generally about here. Okay, how am I getting those levels? Well, I'm seeing a lot of good things here. So I'm gonna get rid of this study just so it's a little more clear for you guys because it is getting a little messy. My bad, Lionel Messi. Again, that 47.50 mark. I think we get there next, and I think we test hard if we start keeping on coming down, but we won't because NIO's a fucking boss. Just kidding. You never know what can happen in the stock market, but you can see we've tested there multiple times pretty well, and it is a little more interim here. So I think again, if we keep coming down, I think we're going to test really nicely about there. And again, for bullish case, I want to see us get past that 54.35 mark. Okay, guys. So with that being said, I'm going to lead into the price alerts. Price alerts are good to set. Make this process automated. Make it easy for you. So if we start creeping back up, I'm going to set a price alert just above where it's at right now, but not quite at that resistance level I want to break. So let's call it $53 at or above. Bearish case, again, if you're a bear and I don't know, something's wrong with you, let's go to at or below. And let's try $49, okay? So let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's see what happens. I think it's going to be an interesting next 2 days leading up to NIO Day. You know, things like this happen. You guys, you got to think big picture again. Be positive. Think big picture. You never know what could happen, okay? It is the stock market, and I think net overall, the stock's going to be fine. Okay, so is NIO a buy? Let me talk to you about a few things here. So it is coming off a huge sell-off, and it's likely going to spring back if it hasn't already started to begin to, right? If we look at the 20-day, we can see, right, we're already seeing that nice little bounce right off that line starting to creep up. So it's arguably at a decent buy. RSI indicator, it's in this lower section here. Typically, the lower it is on the RSI indicator, the better the buy is. And then if I look at my MACD indicator, this is a momentum indicator. As you can see, it's still in the red overall, which means we're still kind of in bullish momentum. However, these little bars right here, they're starting to descend, which means we're potentially starting to edge towards a reversal. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just an indicator, and indicators also lag with price action, so keep that in mind. But my point is, be optimistic. I think you're going to be okay if you do your due diligence on this company, okay? I'm not trying to sound biased. Obviously, I am because I'm so fucking fired up about NIO all the time, but do your due diligence. This company looks great, okay, guys? Be patient with it. Things are going to happen. Swings are going to happen, but again, net overall, where are we at right now, guys, since 6 months ago, right? We started at $291, and today we're at $50. So, guys, just always think about the big picture, especially if you're an investor. I can't stress this enough. You're going to experience down days. You're going to. It's part of the game. You're going to be okay, okay? I promise you, you're going to be okay. So, again, is it a good time to buy now? It looks like it. It looks like it's getting into that vicinity. I want to wait for what's called confirmation. I want to wait till the price confirms bullish momentum for me, and I think we'll see confirmation around $52. But wherever it's at, wait for that point that tells you for sure, hey, we're heading back up. Okay, so that's my advice for you. Take it with how you will. I am not a financial advisor, and you need to seek your own financial advice. But here is NIO for today. Things happen. Not a big deal. Let's get after it. Okay, so that's all I have for today, guys. Comment below if I missed any details, okay? I know there's a lot going on lately. Let me know in the comments section, okay? Share it with everybody else. Also, smash that fucking like button. I love when you guys smash it. Hit that like button. And again, feel free to subscribe. What you get is weekly uploads from yours truly and access to a free Discord. The link in the description. Again, that's all I had. Happy NIO Day and happy trading.